How would you define community? How would you define community?
Man, that's a great question. And I wish you'd have told me 2 days ago you're going to ask me that.
How would you define community, and what does it mean to you?
Well, this is a good question. I haven't thought about it.
Yeah, that's a really interesting question. How do I? God, that's really fun.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one.
Ooh, okay. So community to me is
You know, it's almost like if you're in church, and how do you define church? Is it a place you go? Is it something that you experience? And
I think of community as my closest friends.
The first word that popped into my head was opportunity.
I think the first thing I think about is empathy.
Probably support.
People who are willing to share and help each other.
Community is finding your people.
My definition of community is everybody.
Relationships are more important than any given person, any given entity, any given organization. And that's what I love about any communities, specifically the communities that I'm in, the developer communities. When we get together and share things, some magic happens.
Community is one of those things that actually made software more accessible.
I think it's the people that I interact with on a daily basis. It's not just when you go to the coffee shop and you see the barista that makes your coffee, but it's the people that you have an ongoing, consistent relationship with, that you say hi to in the morning, that you actually say, hey, how are you doing? That you're willing to sit down, have a cup of coffee with, have a beer with. I know it's super important to me because, like I mentioned, I feel grateful for where I'm at in my career. My problem now is I can't say no problem. I want to go to this meetup group over here to show them that, you know, I'm a woman and I can do this too. Or if there's women that go there, to be like, you have support. We're all here together. Just to be an example, someone to reach out to. I think it all boils down to me is just support.
The medium doesn't matter. We can have communities online, we can have communities offline. It's whatever you use to share knowledge. And it's whatever you use to kind of learn from each other, give back, and build a family that believes in the same things that you do. Maybe not necessarily the same views. It's perfect to have differences.
I think community is a group of people that provide support and criticism, appropriate criticism, because they're invested in seeing something grow and become better than it is. And sometimes that means being humbled and taking a step back, and sometimes that means stretching yourself beyond what you think you can do to get to that next level.
For me personally, I like to go out and help and grow people. So I like to go out there. My kids, have grown up here in Northeast Wisconsin, and, the better that I think there's opportunities and jobs and the ability to connect, becomes an important part for why a community is vibrant and evolves. And I think part of doing that is, making sure that people feel confident in what they're doing, or imparting skill and helping them grow into the person that they want to be.
I was an oddball, right? Growing up, I was the girl who liked Star Wars and liked video games and got made fun of it. And then when I finally found people who loved the things that I did, there's no better feeling in the world. Like, it's Maslow's hierarchy. It's that feeling of acceptance. And so community is finding your people.
When I go to my meetings and things, I'm hanging out with a group of people that think like I do, that face the same challenges that I do, that I can truly relate to. And so when I go to conferences and I hang out with other speakers or attendees or whatever, there's a real connection there.
To me, community is having other people walking their paths with you. Maybe not the same paths, but somebody else who's on the same kind of journey, and you can support each other in the journey.
My biggest takeaway is, you know what? It's great to consume knowledge and read what you can and watch videos and build your home lab and this stuff. But I think if we're really going to be successful, we need to do it together. And we need to, quite honestly, do shows like this, Clark, and share and give back. It's a bi-directional. It's not a unidirectional thing when I think about community. So the more you can give back, the better off we'll all be.
I think it's so wonderful every time that I go to one of those meetups and meet somebody new who doesn't have who may not be in the community yet, but they are interested in Raspberry Pis, and they find this meetup and they go to the meetup around Raspberry Pi, and then they find other people, and then I think about how many jobs and how many friends I've known who have gotten jobs or connections to jobs through the people that they've met through the community.
They are folks that, even if I haven't seen them in a long time, when you see them again, you feel that instant connection, that as if not a whole lot of time has actually passed.
It's opened up these possibilities through, I like to build things and I like to put them on the internet and show people. And through that, I've had these doors open to be connected to people, people like you, people like Robin, people like, I've met people who build the internet, like the Apollo team, React team. And I'm sitting down talking to these people who are having an enormous influence on the way the internet is going. And really the only reason I'm doing that is because I got on the internet and started sharing. And I think that's what it is for me. It's a door. And it's just kind of boundless possibility as long as you're willing to put yourself out there and say hi.